Hello, everybody. This is your man Jay Takashi. I'm here to bring you guys another episode review of Boushoku no Berserk, Ep4, pretty much episode 4. And a lot of things happen in this episode, so let's get right into it, guys. So, first things first. In this episode, we have a lot of things happening. So, the first thing is we have Fate accompanying Roxy on the expedition to destroy a particular monster called kobolds in a neighboring actual village where her mother resides in. which we get introduced to her later on. But first, in this episode, we're more so understanding the political aspects and like the underhandedness that the Hopi Knights are trying to do, and we're gonna get right into that. But first, so this episode really showed us a lot of how Fate's abilities work, like the evolution of his weapon, how his weapon helps him utilize new modes, and also exceed a certain threshold with his stats and with his stats. If he feeds his sword particularly enough stats, he's able to change the form of it and also output a hell of a lot more power into it. And in this episode, the kobolds particularly, I keep saying in this episode, so I apologize, guys. And what happens here when you're watching the episode, it literally showcases you that his weapon is probably the most useful in the most dire situations. It gives him advice. It alerts him of his abilities that he may or may have not forgotten, and he probably has like the best partner on the battlefield with him, which is just talking blade. And not to mention his skill with gluttony is getting a little bit better, but it still takes a toll on his body because once he killed a whole group of kobolds, which the creatures look like half wolf, like a mutated wolf basically, and they're walking on highlights, things like that. They're like very ferocious. To me, the scene reminds me of a little bit of Goblin Slayer, where they have like the Goblin King, and then you have like the minion goblins. That's basically what it reminded me of. And Fate had to rely on everything he used in his arsenal to beat this creature, and his weapon pulled through. He trusted it, and therefore he was able to defeat it. He kind of made like a Kamehameha beam, blasted and obliterated. So that's kind of what happened right there for like that little incident. So he wouldn't let Roxy die because of his conviction. But as he defeated it, the pain that he goes through every time he defeats, I don't say every time, but I'm guessing this might happen every time. Every time he defeats a quality soul, the gun skill spreads throughout his body, particularly. Like it causes him aches and pains of the highest order, and he has to endure it, which is, like I said, this ability it's really a curse more than anything. It's not a good thing in any retrospect, because like I said, it's slowly eating away at your psyche, and it's like really damaging the body. So like I said, it's really showing us like, yo man, I hope like you're like actually hoping that Fate actually lives. But maybe he'll die at the end of the series, or maybe he'll live. So, like, if he lives, it'll be a miracle. I'll just say that. But with that being said, so that's what happened in the action end of this episode. The other part is we get introduced to Roxy's mother, Lady Aisha, and Lady Aisha notices Roxy's attitude is very different. Her demeanor is different when she's around Fate, particularly, and Fate actually stood up and talked to her like, I want to protect Roxy with all my life, with my sword, my honor, and the adoration I have for her. So, and he really shows his guts in respect to Roxy's mother, who's by the way is ill and doesn't have much time left. And she also has a talk with Fate and says, I want you to, if you can, I would love for you to stay by Roxy's side because I want you to be her support, because I don't have much life to live, and also you're you show me the dedication and love you have for her, which I think the mother knows that he loves Roxy and that Roxy loves this boy, particularly even if she hides it and denies it. Like I said, I think everybody freaking pretty much knows. Maybe not the Holy Knights because that's not their business. But I like that. That was a little sweet, nice scene that they showed us, and also and also they questioned himself whether he has the right to support her, particularly with the curse he has with his gluttony skill. Like I said, because it's really a curse, and I feel really bad for Fate. Personally, I really do feel really bad for him. But that was a nice scene between him and the mother. Like I said, excellent. Also, we actually cut back to him actually cutting some goblins up, particularly, and it's by the way, guys, it's confirmed that killing goblins or any type of, I guess, creature he's killed before is not going to satisfy the gluttony urge. You have to kill something a little bit higher rank, and also something that's not the same. So, which is crazy, by the way. So, which means as we go through this series, he's gonna have to find bigger, dangerous creatures, or also something that's not the same, so he can satisfy the freaking gluttony skill. Like I said, man, double, triple-edged sword at this point for him. Also, sorry guys. Also, we are So last episode at the very end, there was there was a talk about an excursion they were going to do. The whole Knights were going to do, and they're planning, and they were, and actually that plan, technically that thing they talked about has carried on. We get a full explanation of that in the last part of the episode where they say like they're doing an expedition to Gallia, and Gallia is pretty much a expedition hosted by the freaking Holy Knights. Now Roxy is going to attend this Gallia, and they're using this thing as an exposition as an attempt to kill Roxy, execute her pretty much, and just get rid of her because they consider her a hindrance. Because any one of the Hart family has more so been a nuisance than they have been an ally, a thorn in their side because of how they're going about things. Because they're not, like I said, they're not honorable knights. They're scum. They're the lowest of the low of people. They don't care about honor. They care about fear and being feared, and don't care about helping others. So Fate catches wind of this through a guy that was talking about the expedition they were doing, and he even warns Roxy. But if he can't stop Roxy, what he's gonna do is he's gonna freaking pretty much X out the knights who are trying to endless fear and incite, I guess, like discord. I said I guess Discord, but it is Discord. They're trying to incite and just like pure scummagery. And he walks up, and we get the biggest cliffhanger of him walking up on one of the holy corrupted knights, and it looks like it's going to be a one-on-one. And I'm actually excited for the next episode because I'm wondering if he could, even though Fate has the gluttony skill and all that, it's still a curse. And I'm wondering if he can be able to bypass like the endeavors of that ability so that he can die, so he can be one of these knights. Because I personally wish he would X them all off, personally, the bad ones, so that she can start the knights anew, and they can be recognized as the knights that she wanted them to be in the same light that her father wanted the knights to be in. So that's the end of the episode, and it was brief, but we got introduced to a new character for a second. That's in the opening, but it was just like a brief second. And Roxy described her as a Gallian warrior. And all she says to Fate is that like it's not time yet, or something, which means we're going to see her again. But with that being said, guys, that was my thoughts and my review on episode 4 of Boushoku no Berserk. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Drink water, drink plenty of green tea, and go to the gym. That being said, y'all, ciao mata. Peace.